So you obviously know the feeling. You're sitting down, ready to write a cold email to a complete stranger. You're about to type and you're like, you know what? Gotta flex these fingertips, gotta stay limber, gotta pour myself some breakfast cereal, a little milk, nom 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 nom. Can't work without caffeine. That will add the zip that I need to succeed. Next thing you know, you've been looking at the same email screen for 30 minutes and it's still blank. Hello, I'm your host Eric and welcome to GenMonster. On this channel, you'll learn how to generate sales while becoming the best version of your creative self. So let's roll with 5 tips to creating cold emails that demand response. And stick around for the 5th one because it will tie everything together to give you a template that you can use over and over again. So without further ado, tip number 1. Find common ground between you and your potential customer. So before you start writing an email, I suggest you do research first. I suggest that you find their first name, their last name, the company they work at, their title, what they do, and then also find other things such as personal achievements, where they graduated. Those things can help you formulate an introduction, especially if you have common ground. So for example, if you're on LinkedIn and you see that you both graduated from the same university, that's a great introduction. You could say something along the lines of, hey, I saw that you graduated from the University of Awesome. I graduated from the University of Awesome in 1990. Awesome. How awesome. That is a great way to give that person the warm and fuzzies. You can even use that in your subject line. Graduated from University of Awesome? ? That's a good way to get them to click. But there is a fine line between warm and fuzzy and creepy. I saw that you like taking a bubble bath while watching Oprah. I like that too. See, those things don't work. I say keep your research to LinkedIn, stay off of Facebook. Now let's say that you don't find common ground. That's not a biggie. In fact, that's why you do that research in the first place. You can use a personal achievement, something that they could be proud of, and use that as an intro. Let's say you actually like something that they've done on Instagram and they have a post that was really cool and inspirational, or even LinkedIn. You could say, hey, I really like that post about XYZ. That's great. Tip number 2, get a referral. Now, I do understand that this does take a little bit of legwork, but it's a good habit to get into. When you're talking to a current customer, ask them if there's anyone that would benefit from something that you're already offering them. Now, if they do have someone in mind, you can do one of 2 things. You can ask if they could be copied on that email, or even if they would mind teeing up an email. Try not to make your customer do too much work. So what I like to do is see if they offer that, and if they don't, I ask them if I can copy them on that. Having that power of that person either tee up an email or be on that email is very helpful. But just the name of the referral is great as well. So I would say to use their name in the subject line and the introduction. So the subject could be as simple as referred by David, if David's the guy that referred you. And then in the introduction, you could say something along the lines of, I talked to your friend, colleague, American Idol, 2nd round winner person, and he mentioned to me that you would be interested in the services that I offer. Currently, I work with David to XYZ. That is a great way to start up a conversation. And plus, you know, if that person is interested, they will call David and they'll be like, hey, David, so you referred me to this person? And David will be like, yeah, I think he's pretty cool. You should try him out. And they'll be like, well, cool. And they would be like, okay, I got to go. American Idol things are happening. Bottom line is a referral does quite a bit of work for you. So it's a great habit to just start asking for them from customers that are finding success in your program, products, services. Tip number 3, use sprinkler statements. Sprinkler statements are typically called shotgun statements, but shotgun statements sound a little violent and I don't like violence, so I call them sprinkler statements. The idea is statements that shoot a whole bunch of things out, much like a sprinkler with water. Now, sprinkler statements do get a bad rep, and it's because more times than not, they're done wrong. There's a good way and a bad way of doing it, and we're not even going to talk about the bad way. We're just going to go with the good way. So what that is you use a template, and you start it out with a statement along the lines of, we work with companies much like your company, and actually say the name of the company. To statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. So each statement is best structured by starting with the benefit that your customer will receive, followed by how that will happen. So for example, if I were to write a statement about this particular video, I would say something along the lines of, boost efficiency by teaching email strategies that help sales teams get higher response rates. Now notice that the benefit starts first. So boost efficiency is a great benefit, and it's followed by how that happens. So you're boosting efficiency by teaching email strategies that help sales teams get higher response rates. Now, I use sales teams because for this particular example, that is my target audience. But keep in mind your target audience. Make a spreadsheet of various benefit statements, segment them by different target audiences. That way you can quickly grab 3 and form your own sprinkler statements. So a monster tip for you to make those statements even stronger is to provide an actual number to go along with your statement. So let's go back to that statement of boosting efficiency. You could say something along the lines of, boost efficiency by teaching email strategies that help sales team get 5% higher response rates. Whatever that number is still significant. Even if it's 1%, 2%, 3%, someone who is a decision maker understands the difference between small percentages and the outcomes for their business. Tip number 4. Be very clear about the request that you're making to your customer. Now, this is very important. When you write an email, you should have a goal in mind. Have that goal be the topic of your whole email. That is why you're writing that email. And be very clear to your customer or your potential customer what that goal is and what you're requesting from them. If there is a time commitment, let them know what that time commitment is. For example, if you're looking to schedule a webinar with your potential customer that is 45 minutes with 15 minutes of questions at the end, be very clear to them about that time commitment. Now, on the flip side, if you are looking to schedule time for a quick consultation call, I would ask for less time. I say about 10-15 minutes. So ask them if they have 10 to 15 minutes for a quick phone call. Now, when you're on that phone call, don't try to be greedy and take more time. Watch the clock. When that 10-minute mark hits, let them know courteously that, it's been 10 minutes. I'm very grateful for your time. I'd be happy to continue this conversation, or we can reschedule. And most of the time, they will actually go through and finish the phone call. So it's really great to be courteous of your potential customer's time. Quick interruption to make a request of my own. If you like this video and want to see more like it, hit the subscription button and the little bell thing too. Cool, let's get on with it. Tip number 5, keep your email short and sweet. To be honest, no matter how you look at it, your email is an interruption until you provide value. So be courteous of your potential customer's time and only use 3 to 4 paragraphs and get straight to the point. And with all the tips that I shared with you, we can combine them together to create a pretty nifty template. So let's take a look at that. The first paragraph can either start by finding common ground or a referral. The second paragraph can use sprinkler statements, also known as shotgun statements. Don't like that word. The third paragraph is where you can make your request and be very clear about the time commitment to your potential customer. Those 3 paragraphs can be sandwiched between a warm greeting and your signature. So let's put it all together. So this right here is a perfect template that you can use. Hello name, contact name referred me to you and mention that you may benefit from a free consultation call. I worked with companies much like your company name to statement 1, Statement 2, Statement 3, are you available? Date and time, option 1, or date and time, option 2, for a 15-minute phone call to go over your goals and how we can work to achieve them. The date and time option 1 and 2 is a method that I use when you're personally reaching out to someone. That way they don't have a fallout. And if they don't answer the email, you can call on option 1 just to be like, hey, I wanted to see if you had a chance to see my email. And that's a great way to follow up. And there we have it. 5 awesome tips and a template that you can use to create a cold email that demands response. Now, this is a great way to get started, but there are so many other things that you could do. So get creative and tweak as you get comfortable. And that's all I got. So how do we do this? Do I say bye for now? See you later. Am I gonna call you? You're gonna call me? I don't have your number.